So historically, a lot of when it came to dredge material, the perception was that this sediment was almost viewed as a contaminant. However, that policy is turning around and changing, and we now are focusing on trying to keep the sediments within the system. And that is to manage our dredge material more efficiently and effectively and cheaper as well. So here within the 7 Mile Island Innovation Laboratory, also known as SMIL, one of the primary concerns is bird habitat and nesting in particular. Over the recent years with sea level rise, a lot of the habitat has started to get too much water on it. It's too low of an elevation. So one of the beneficial uses that we've been primarily targeting has been placing material on the wetlands simply to increase the elevation of the island to aid bird habitat and nesting. The observation platforms that we're installing currently are more focused on sediment dynamics and transport within the wetlands. So their instrumentation is looking at water velocity within the marsh and then how the sediment sizes and settling velocities. So when we place this dredge material on the marsh or adjacent to the marsh, we get a better understanding of if it stays on the marsh platform, if it moves off the marsh platform, and how far we think it might transport.
Ultimately, we want the sediment to be retained in the wetland areas so that it can provide habitat. We work with a multidisciplinary team, biologist, ecologist, and they inform us what the desired outcome is for the ecosystem. So it's those specialists that know what elevations, what sediment types, what vegetation types are desirable and that actually benefit the ecosystem, paired with people like me that are sediment research specialists that are trained to measure how the sediment's going to move, how it's going to disperse, how it might interact with the vegetation. Is coupling those two teams together, which provides the real benefit in being very strategic about where we place dredge material, under what conditions, and what we hope the outcome would be. The Corps of Engineers is engaged in many things to mitigate sea level rise, the impacts of climate change. This is one of them, where we're seeking to use a resource, the sediment that we dredge from our channels, and put it to good use for the ecosystems in society.